ahead of the country's general elections to be held next year.
Zimbabwean opposition parties are now calling on both the United Nations and the African Union to oversee the polls. The opposition say that it's lost confidence in the country's electoral body, which is unable to conduct a credible poll. Leaders from several political parties, including the Movement for Democratic Change's Tsvangirai, addressed a few hundred supporters during a protest rally in the capital yesterday.
They believe that the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission had failed to be partial and should now be disbanded.
Fighting for free and fair elections, these men and women, united under a national election reform agenda, are up in arms over changes to the voter registration process. They've opted to rally behind Tsvangirai to face President Robert Mugabe in the presidential vote. In an effort to control the masses gathered in the streets, police deployed water cannon and anti-riot officers on the streets of the capital throughout the day. Protesters were confined to an open space on the edge of the city center.
Now, why are we here? We are here to explain to you what National Electoral Reform Agenda means. It is the coming together of different political parties to achieve one common goal, which is electoral reforms in the country. It is to get rid of this system, which is ZANU-PF political governance agenda, which has pervaded this country for the last 40 years.
Mugabe, Zimbabwe's only ruler since independence from Britain in 1980, has come under pressure from a deteriorating economy, corruption and cash shortages that have seen the central bank introducing a new bond note currency in November.
No, to me, I think he has always been a formidable element, which explains why ZANU-PF continues to have concerted efforts to discredit him. You know, at one point, the former vice president, Joyce Mjuru, tried to emerge, but recent events prove beyond a doubt that Tsvangirai has been and continues to be a formidable opponent of ZANU-PF.
A spate of protests have been seen in the southern African nation in recent years against Mugabe and his ruling ZANU-PF administration, led by opposition activist Evans Muarire. Despite being defeated by President Mugabe 3 times in previous polls, Tsvangirai remains a strong contender. Zimbabwe is due to hold its next presidential and parliamentary election by July 2018.
Interim Chief Executive Marcella